Premier League coming up to now, brand new season, just about to start. How do you still feel about this season? How much would it mean for you come May to be the Premier League champion?
What means for me to be the Premier League champion?
For the football?
I think it's the objective of every one of the top teams and every one of the top team managers.
You made a number of changes as well, obviously. You brought in a number of players over the summer as well. How much stronger do you feel you are going into this new season as you were last season?
Look, we had 3 players, as you know. 1 defender, 1 midfielder and 1 attacking player. But for this beginning of the season, we lost important players too. We lost Marcos Rojo, we lost Ashley Young, we lost Luke Shaw, we lost Zlatan Ibrahimovic, we lost players for injuries. So I think between the players we lost and the players we got, I think we are in a similar situation with more experience of working together, with a much better pre-season than we had last season, with the confidence levels of a team that won an European competition, is back in Champions League, so motivations are higher, confidence levels are higher, and the knowledge between ourselves is higher. So I would say I'm really happy to start the Premier League this weekend, because our pre-season was very complete, and was a pre-season organized in a way where we start playing against MLS teams and we ended playing against the best teams in Europe. So I'm happy to start Sunday. I'm really happy. I think we are ready.
You brought back success and you brought trophies last season. What's the next step, and is this squad capable of winning a title in your second season?
Yes, we can. We can. Europa League is not Champions League. Obviously, it's more difficult to win the Champions League than the Europa League. But also the motivation is higher. Also, my hard work last season of motivate the people to face the Europa League with ambition and with commitment and with responsibility. My work was hard at that level. This season, in relation to the Champions League, is not hard to motivate them to play against Real Madrid, Barcelona, the top English teams. If we go through the group phases, Bayern Munich, Juventus, is not. I don't need to work at that level, so the motivation is more than enough. Then the Premier League is what you all know. I would say 7 teams to fight for the title, and 20 teams to fight for the victory every weekend, every match. And this is a Premier League, different than any one of the other leagues, and I worked in 3 other leagues, a part of the English one. And the cups are also what you know. Every opponent wants to win every match. Every opponent gives you a hard time. But we are involved in 4 competitions, and step by step, match after match, we are going to fight.
You mentioned Zlatan. What's the situation? How optimistic are you that A, he'll come back, and B, he might come back in the Manchester United shirt?
You know, he's injured. He needs time to recover. He's not ready to play tomorrow. It's not something urgent. It's not something that you are desperate to have it done or not done. I just think that he was very clear by showing that what he did last year was not enough for him. He thinks he can do more. He wants more at football highest level. So we are having conversations and we are discussing the possibility of him to stay with us for the second part of the season.
Jose, you mentioned getting stronger. You made the 3 signings. That was the minimum that you wanted going into the new season. How confident are you that you will strengthen in other areas of the pitch still before the end of the window? And which areas of the pitch will you be looking at?
You know, I in my initial analysis coming from January and progressively through the other months, I was thinking about 4 players, but I'm not a difficult person to work with, in spite of sometimes it looks different or you want to make it look different. I'm not a difficult person to work with, and I understand the reality of the market. I understand the reality of the numbers, and I also understand that my club, by doing 75% of what I initially asked, I think the club did very well. So I don't think I am in a position of crying, of moaning, of protesting. I'm not in a position to say that I'm not happy with. I'm happy with the effort the club did. I'm happy that the club managed to do 75% of the work before the Premier League start. And if until the 31st of August, the remaining 25% don't arrive, I will not moan. I will just go with everything I have to try to win every match we play.
Last question.
Jose, on the tour you said that the winger was the other 25%, but there's been lots of talk about full-backs. Is that an area you're happy with? Is that somewhere you're looking to strengthen as well?
You know, 25% means 1 of 4. Means 1 of 4. And we got a central defender that can play in many other positions, which is important. Victor can play right back, can play central midfield. We got a central midfield. We got a striker. Obviously, the 25% would be a player for another position, playing from the sides. But we have players. We have players, and if we cannot strengthen the team in these areas, we have people that we trust.